Hello, this is Dr. Lee Murphy, the Houston Clinic in Montgomery, Alabama, and I wanted to share with everyone a case of an 18-year-old male athlete that I took care of with an anterior labral tear and a glenoid labral articular disruption lesion. And you can see we're preparing the labral and glenoid rim with an elevator and light shaver abrasion using the curved guide here. The laser line shows the direction of the curve, and I use it to get precise placement when I want to get very low in the glenoid. And of course, right here we're about the 5 o'clock. So as we drill, you can see the window, which allows us to verify drilling completion, vents the debris, and allows us also to see the anchor insertion. You can see we tap the anchor in. It's a solid anchor. We tap it in gently. And we have a #1 suture at our disposal for standard shuttling techniques. So we utilize the AccuPass, and we shuttle using standard techniques out the back posterior portal, getting a nice capsular bite and getting our nice labral bumper as we tie down this anchor. We move up, we place another anchor a little higher up in the glenoid face, and I think the #1 suture is adequate. I use a 1.8 hard bone drill in this case and gently tap in anchors to prevent any breakage. In this position, I like to switch the microraptor knotless with a 1.4 mini tape and a 2.2 drill. I find that this allows us to get excellent purchase on the thinner capsule here, wider compression of the tissues, and no knot irritation as we reach the higher portion of the glenoid. So as we insert the anchor, we of course drill first, pass our tape, have the anchor loaded and ready, and then immediately follow our drill path with the anchor and insert the tip. As you'll see, we'll gently tap this in, verify our tensioning. If we need to tension more at this point, we can, but usually I find that if you just basically place the anchor at the aperture of the hole with very little slack, insertion of the anchor tensions very nicely. And we tap it in slowly and deliberately, make sure there's no deformation or off-axis placement. I like to essentially use the smallest anchors I can, biologically friendly, that it provides me with adequate fixation. So I like using the smaller #1 sutures down low, the knotless anchor at the mid-glenoid position, and all of which gives me essentially a construct that I can trust will heal with the least impact or negative impact on the patient. Thank you very much for your time.